It had been years since he had seen her, but when he walked into a small diner and spotted his old college friend working as a waitress, he couldn't just let it go. What happened next left everyone in the diner speechless. The sound of the diner's entrance bell rang as James Carter stepped inside, brushing the light drizzle off his tailored suit. The familiar smell of fresh coffee and sizzling bacon filled the air, the kind of place where regulars knew each other's names. But for James, it had been years since he'd been in a place like this. As a self-made billionaire tech mogul, his life now consisted of luxury hotels, fine dining, and private jets. He'd built his company from scratch, but somewhere along the way, he'd lost touch with many people from his past. Then, he heard it. A familiar voice. "Table 5 needs a refill." James froze. He knew that voice all too well. Slowly, he turned around, scanning the room until his eyes locked onto her. Mia Miller. His best friend from college, the one who stayed up late with him during all-nighters, who believed in his business ideas before anyone else did. But now, Mia was behind the counter in a worn-out waitress uniform, balancing plates and taking orders, her smile tired and strained. James' chest tightened. How had life brought him here, a billionaire in a tailored suit, while Mia, one of the brightest minds he'd ever known, was serving coffee for minimum wage? Mia didn't notice him at first, too busy with customers. But as she moved across the diner, James made up his mind, he wasn't leaving without changing her life. A few moments later, Mia walked over to his table, a notepad in her hand. "Welcome to Joe's Diner. What can I get you today?" she asked with a polite smile. But when she looked up and saw him, her eyes widened in shock. "James," she whispered, blinking as if she couldn't believe it. He smiled. "Hey Mia, it's been a while." She let out a breathy laugh. "A while? Try 10 years. What are you doing here?" James chuckled. "I could ask you the same thing." Her smile faltered, and for a brief moment, she hesitated. "Life took some unexpected turns," she admitted softly. "Things didn't go as planned." James felt a pang of guilt. While he had been building empires, Mia had been struggling to find her way. "Are you free after your shift?" James asked casually. "I'd love to catch up." Mia hesitated, but after a moment, nodded. "I finish in about an hour." James smiled. "Perfect. I'll wait." What Mia didn't know was that while she worked, James was already making a phone call. After tonight, she would never have to wait tables again. An hour later, Mia tied off her apron, rubbing her sore shoulders as she walked toward his booth. She was still in disbelief that he was here. "All right, billionaire," she teased, sitting down across from him. "Tell me, what's life like at the top?" James smirked. "Busy, but enough about me." "What happened, Mia? You were supposed to change the world." Mia sighed and stared at her coffee cup. "Life happened," she said quietly. "My dad got sick right after graduation. I had to take care of him, so I put my dreams on hold. After he passed, I tried to start over, but things didn't go as planned." James felt a wave of guilt wash over him. He had been building his empire while Mia had sacrificed everything for her family. "You were always the one who believed in me," she continued with a sad smile. "And now, I'm just here." James shook his head. "You're not just here. You're one of the most brilliant people I know. If life got in the way of your dreams, maybe it's time someone gave you a second chance." Mia frowned. "What do you mean?" James reached into his jacket pocket and slid a white envelope across the table. Mia hesitated before opening it, and when she saw what was inside, she gasped. A fully funded business proposal. An office space lease in New York. A check for $250,000 to help launch her dream publishing company. Mia, James said softly, this is your future. The one you were supposed to have. Mia's hand covered her mouth. James, I can't accept this. It's too much. He shook his head. You once helped me believe I could do the impossible. Now it's my turn. Tears welled in her eyes. She had spent so long believing her dreams were gone forever. And now, in a single moment, they were back. But what Mia said next would change both of their lives forever. She took a deep breath, staring at the proposal before looking up at James. I don't want a handout, she said firmly. James blinked in surprise. Mia, this isn't. She raised a hand to stop him. I don't want a handout. But I do want to partner with you. James' eyes widened. You mean it? Mia nodded, determination in her eyes. On one condition: I earn my place. No special treatment. We build this company together, just like we dreamed about back in college. James grinned. Deal. As they shook hands, Mia felt something she hadn't in years: hope. The next morning, she quit her job, packed her bags, and by the end of the week, she was in New York, sitting in an office that was hers. Her journey had been long and painful, but in the end, she had found her way back, not just to her dreams, but to the friend who never stopped believing in her. Together, they were about to build something extraordinary. Would you have helped Mia if you were in James' shoes? Let's talk about it in the comments.